Welcome back to the Pokemon Journeys Rewrite. Last time, Ash met Goh, stopped Team Rocket, met Leon, and Ash joined the Champions League. Now a rampaging Gigantamax Dreadnought is terrorizing Wyndon. Will Ash and Goh be able to stop it? Find out right now! Ash and Goh rush towards the Gigantamax Dreadnought, as it continues to rampage across the city, flooding the streets in the process. Ash sends out Pikachu and Bulbasaur, while Goh sends out Scorbunny and Snorlax, and a raid battle begins. The battle is intense, as all four Pokemon are struggling against Dreadnought's sheer size. But by working together, they make a plan to knock Dreadnought off balance. While Scorbunny and Snorlax distract the giant Pokemon, Bulbasaur wraps its Vine Whip around a part of Dreadnought's leg, but Pikachu's Electro Web keeping it in place. This is futile, however, as the Pokemon is just way too big to pull off a move like this.
Charizard! Fire Blast!
All of a sudden, Leon and Charizard appear and join in on the fight. With the battle now being a 5v1, things turn in favor of our heroes. Leon once again demonstrates his sheer power, as he's pretty much carrying both Goh and Ash. Eventually, Pikachu and Charizard land a Flamethrower and Thunderbolt fusion attack, which stops the rampaging Dreadnought. After the battle, Leon comes over to Ash and Goh, who thanks him for their help. Goh asks Leon if he knows what's going on, and he has no idea. He tells the duo that he'll continue to look into things, as something clearly isn't right. Power spots don't just randomly spawn, something has to be behind this. As this is occurring, we see Rose overlooking the city from Rose Tower, with a smirk on his face.
I can take care of things from here. You two just go back to focusing on your goals.
What? No way! I want to be the world's best Pokemon professor. My entire career is made for situations like this. I'm supposed to uncover the mysteries of Pokemon, and a Pokemon Dynamaxing without a power spot? That is one of those mysteries. I'm sorry, Mr. Leon, but I just can't accept that.
You've got spunk, kid. Fine then. Let's both do our parts into investigating this mystery.
Sure.
The next day, the two report their findings to Cerise. He tells them if they want to lead on this, they should visit his colleague, Professor Magnolia, in Wedgehurst, as she's one of the people that created the Dynamax phenomenon. Both Ash and Goh are curious about her, and so hop on a train to Wedgehurst. The two arrive in the small town, and both are in awe at the sheer beauty of the countryside. This is a huge shift for Goh, as he's used to the big city. Ash tells him that this place reminds him a lot of Pallet Town, and tells Goh that someday he'll take him there. Goh loves the idea, and the two make a promise to go at some point. They ask around town for the location of Magnolia's lab, and they're led in its direction. The two arrive at the lab and knock on the front door, and a young lady comes out.
Huh?
Hi?
Sorry. Just from what the professor told us, I didn't expect you to be so young, Professor Magnolia.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're thinking of my gran?
Your gran?
Yep, the name's Sonia, and Professor Magnolia just so happens to be my grandmother. You two are Cerise's assistants, right?
Yep.
Oh, great! Come inside, Gran's waiting!
Sonia leads the two inside, telling them she's also Professor Magnolia's assistant, and is a Pokemon professor in training just like Goh, and that she'll be taking over this lab when her gran retires. Professor Magnolia then approaches the three of them, and she tells Ash and Goh she's been expecting them, and they begin talking about the incident in Wyndon. Even though she created the Dynamax phenomenon alongside Rose, she has no clue what could have caused this, as such a thing is unprecedented. She tells them she's contacted Chairman Rose about the issue, but hasn't heard a reply, although not surprising considering the chairman's busy schedule. She's also tasked Sonia with a mission to investigate into Galar's legends, which may potentially give them the edge they need.
Wait, I'm confused. The Dynamax phenomenon is man-made. How could Galar's legends help with this?
Allow me to explain. Have either of you heard of the legend of the Darkest Day?
Both have never heard it, so Sonia explains.
Long ago, the Gala region faced a giant storm known as the Darkest Day. During this time, giant Pokemon rained terror on the region, with half the storm supposedly being a giant Pokemon itself. But the storm was stopped by a single hero who bears a sword and a shield. We believe that dynamax energy most likely originates from the darkest day. Or at least some parts of it. If we investigate further into this legend, I'm sure we'll know what caused the incident and when did it occur.
I see. Well, as a fellow Pokemon professor in training, I'll assist you with your mission in any way I can.
Oh, thank you!
Before the conversation can continue, a little boy comes running into the lab, very upset, telling the group that his partner Pokemon Rookidee went into the Slumbering Weald, a place nobody is supposed to enter. Despite warnings from Sonia and Magnolia, Ash and Goh decide to go into the foggy forest to find Rookidee. The two enter the Slumbering Weald and, due to the fog, end up getting lost. Not knowing where they're going, Goh tries to use the GPS on his Rotom phone, but there's no service. Just then, the two find an injured Rookidee next to a Greedent. They come to the conclusion that this Rookidee must be the boys, and so they send out Pikachu and Scorbunny to battle the Greedent. Greedent becomes scared at Pikachu and Scorbunny's power and retreats back into the woods. Just then, a howl is heard as two mysterious Pokemon appear before Ash and Goh. Have you seen these Pokemon before, Goh?
No, never. They're not even registering on the Rotom phone.
Either way, I want to battle them! Goh is annoyed by Ash's reckless actions, but regardless, both engage in a battle with the mysterious Pokemon. However, to the surprise of both Ash and Goh, their attacks just seep through the Pokemon, almost as if they're fog themselves. The Pokemon then roar once again, shrouding Ash and Goh in fog before they lose consciousness. When they come around, both Ash and Goh are fine. The Rookidee is still with them. Goh becomes intrigued by those two wolf Pokemon, wanting to learn more about them. He also ponders to himself whether or not they are related to the Darkest Day, but he keeps those thoughts to himself. The two return to the lab and Rookidee and his trainer are reunited, and the two say farewell to Sonia and Magnolia, with Goh and Sonia promising to meet up sometime in the future to uncover more about the Darkest Day.
The incident in Winden, the Darkest Day, those two Pokemon, I'm sure it's all connected, but how?
The next day, Ash and Goh are sent on a mission to Dragonite Isle, a small island off the coast of Galar. Apparently it's evolution season for the Dragonair, and Cerise wants the two boys to record it and send the footage back to him. The group meets a group of Dragonairs that all evolve into Dragonites besides one. Ash sees this and befriends the Pokemon, deciding to teach it to fly so she can evolve. Eventually, it's able to pull it off as the Pokemon is enveloped in a bright light and evolves into Dragonite. To make things better, Goh was able to capture the whole thing on video, filming the evolution of the Pokemon up close. Dragonite then hugs Ash, happy with its evolution. It then comes time to bid Dragonite farewell, but it won't go along with its friends.
It looks like Dragonite wants to go with you, Ash.
Is that true, Dragonite? Well then, welcome to the team! Ash then catches Dragonite, and now he's caught a brand new Pokemon to assist him with the Champions League. But he won't be using just new Pokemon. All of Ash's Pokemon are at his disposal for the biggest tournament he's ever entered. And the battle will start next time. Who will Ash be paired up with for his first Champions League matchup?